Howdy everybody, and welcome to the DEADPIT New Year's Rock and Review series.
It's a new year, it's a new day.
Yeah. It's like
Where's Ted DiBiase at?
Somebody's going to get fucked up tonight.
Ted DiBiase Jr.
So, this is a little review series that we're putting up on YouTube that is in association with the radio show that we also do, that you all know and love.
DEADPIT Radio.
And we've already done several, but this one will be an amazing experience for everybody.
Yeah. I don't think we ever reviewed this.
Because we've never really talked about this.
First time for everything.
Although one of the reasons we are as famous as we are is because of this movie, really.
It is.
It's something that we did that's no longer available
Something
to watch.
that we did on YouTube that got by far more views than any damn thing we've ever done. But YouTube removed it because it's in violation of all kinds of shit.
It's in violation of a bunch of shit.
Yeah, but basically it was us doing like voiceovers and the opening scene in Pet Sematary, and people loved it. It was called Hillbilly Horror Theater. But it's gone now.
It is.
So it'll have to live on in your heart and in your fucking memory.
But we are going to actually really seriously, super seriously review Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary.
89 classic.
Yeah, I actually saw this in a movie theater, Uncle Bill. I saw it down here at the Strand Twin. When this came out in 1989, I was 9 years old.
I'm sorry that you had to go through that when you were 9. That probably scared the shit out of you.
Not really. I was used to movies and shit, but even at that age. But I will say that the movie left a big impression on me. Still to this day, it has some of the creepiest scenes from any movie that I've ever seen, actually. And I want to be honest there because, you know, one of the big things about this movie is not only does a young child violently die in it, we're talking toddler, violently die, he also comes back as a zombie.
And we find out that sometimes dead is better.
Ain't that right, Denise Crosby?
So, you all probably know the story. Family moves into a new place. Their neighbor's fucking Fred Gwynn with like the most hilarious Boston accent ever, or whatever, Maine accent or whatever that is.
That's a good story. Don't want to go down that road.
And that little kid proceeds to get hit by a truck. There's a pet cemetery.
He's hit by a truck, he's fucked and going to hell, basically. That's what happened to him.
Nobody will get that, Reverend.
No.
But yeah, there's a pet cemetery up the hill, and Fred Gwynn is telling him the story about how, like, one time somebody died and they buried him in the pet cemetery and he came back to life.
Right.
And how he was all fucked up, and this guy, I think his name's Lewis Creed is the father's name.
Lewis Creed.
Buries him up there, he comes back to life, and he's not the same little kid. He's a little fucked up monster. But, I want to say this, though. None of that, of the main part of the story, is the most disturbing thing in this movie. The most disturbing thing in this movie, by far, is that they got a man, a really tiny man,
Anorexic man,
to dress up like an old fucking dilapidated woman and scare the shit out of everybody's dreams for the rest of their lives by playing that role. And that is the thing
that's scary.
Fucked me up since I was a kid.
Yeah. I also thought the Pascal character was kind of creepy too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, didn't they have a character on Saturday Night Live that was kind of making fun of him?
Yeah, it was called Massive Head Wound Larry.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah. I don't know which one came first, really, though. I'm assuming that this character did.
I'm sure, yeah, because they, yeah, whatever. But anyway, like, Pet Sematary was based on a Stephen King novel, I think. And one of the many films of the 80s. I mean, there were, I don't even know how many. There were tons of them that were based on Stephen King stories. But, you know, this one, I think, you know, is one of the very few classic films of that, you know, of the late 80s and early 90s, because, you know, what other ones would you say that came out like 88, 89 era that would be still considered a classic to this day? I mean, there's not a whole lot, definitely.
The one that came out in, was it 91 would have been Misery. That would have been another one I would consider a classic, I guess. That would have been the closest one to that.
Right.
But, and I agree that this one is, because it's such a great idea. Think about the idea behind the movie is that if there's a place where if somebody dies, you can bury them, they'll come back to life. But the problem is They won't come back to life the same way you know them. It's kind of like the monkey's paw thing.
They have they're like a evil soul inside or something, you know.
Which is a great idea for them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, you know, there's so many little creepy moments in the movie, too. Like, you know, the little baby Miko Hughes Gage. You know, I mean, how many characters are still referenced from that movie still to this day? I mean, I can't tell you how many people, when they see my cat, they say it looks like Church from Pet Sematary. The cat. You know, so many different characters and people in the movie. But I think that Fred Gwynn's character
steals the whole fucking movie.
You know, without him, that may not be a classic.
Yeah, he's the guy that every scene he's in that movie, he steals the scene. That's just how it is. Really.
And plus, he had already had that history, you know, of course, with the Munsters, but that was like a, you know, kind of a different. But I think it was a perfect casting choice for him to play that character in the movie. So.
Yep. And I'm going to regret saying this, I'm sure, but it also has the lead song done by the Ramones.
I just want to in the back to my family.
I told you I would probably regret saying that.
So
yeah.
Anyway, Pet Sematary. I actually had the DVD here, but I think it just came out on Blu-ray not too long ago. I haven't heard too many things about the Blu-ray though.
You can get it for $10.
You know, that's what I was talking about though. Is like, you know, Paramount, and of course it's fucking Paramount. We all know how Paramount is, but there should be like a better edition, like a special edition with some features and stuff come out from this movie. Like I'm a little surprised that they haven't. Well, not too surprised since it's Paramount, but they should have done something more. They
didn't do anything with it, did they?
No.
And that's shitty, folks. And that's why Paramount fucking sucks. And that's why all those goddamn Friday the 13th movies are. Thank God they went over to Warner Brothers. They might actually have a chance now.
And thank God for kids.
Right. But anyway, this has been Pet Sematary.
So, until next time, I'm the Creepy Kentuckian.
I'm Uncle Bill.
And you've been watching this special movie review brought to you by DEADPIT.com.
Oh my God. Oh my